Hey everybody, it's Carlos from Immortals Podcast again. And if you like what you see, we now have a join button. Take a moment to join, like, subscribe, and hopefully we'll get going. I got Mikey with me.
Yes, I am here. And rumor has it the join button might not be working on mobile right now, but I don't know why. We'll figure that out. Let us know if you know.
And then we have Amanda.
I'm back.
The VTM aficionado. Can
I
say
guess.
aficionado?
Fancy words. And she's going to talk about something she really wants to talk about right now. Because once I saw the cover and the title, I said, nope.
And
so
I think Amanda also was like, whoa.
I have a long history with Vampire The Masquerade and LARP and all of that. And I have some reservations, but I will start with the highlights first.
Yeah, give us the rundown.
Okay. So this is Bloodstained Love. It's about how to incorporate romance and intimacy into your tabletop game for Vampire.
wrong. Go ahead.
Okay, that's its goal. Some of the cool things that are in it, there's some new powers, there's a couple new merits. One of the flaws they added is kind of like a rehash of an old idea of the Vauldery, where you can be bloodbound to more than one person at a time.
Well, that sounds like
Manipulation.
Well, I don't.
Polygamy. Jeez.
If you're like me and you've always ended up playing on the Camarilla side of things, Vauldery wasn't part of your repertoire. Mm-hmm. So it's where vampires all share blood in a bowl and they all become bound to each other over time.
Gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like a loyalty thing.
Giant
so they have
ball of
like a
meat.
romance version of that in here. Romance.
I feel like that gets heated very quickly. Multiple lovers.
Oh, we're going to get there.
Oh, boy.
Okay. So
Let me look. Go ahead.
this book, like I said, it has a number of NPCs, merits and flaws, and powers and whatnot. But what it also has is a big red flag.
Okay.
Okay, so the big red flag for anyone who has played in any of the games that have been coming out in recent years is the whole thing about consent. Okay, and they have the conversations you're supposed to be having with your players before you play a game and what they're comfortable with and where people's boundaries are, like having acceptable boundaries with your players as well as your players to each other. This book says it's kind of okay to let your real self and your character bleed together, which was in the past in the World of Darkness a big no-no. Not that it didn't happen, but keeping yourself separate was a big deal.
It's kind of the goal in a way.
I think in any role playing, there was it's just any social interaction, there's proper behavior. And when
Yes.
you go into a game, you should, if you play a game and there was an incident, I'm going to go back. There was an incident at one of these big cons one time where this guy came in and he was playing a game for anybody could sit down and he started out in this horrible situation that was like, why would you start that? You don't start as, this terrible situation and not warn people that this is unacceptable. Then he got kicked out and he made a big thing about I can't believe they kicked out. And we're all like, yeah, you kicked out and you're banned. I mean, even I'm pretty nuts, but there's a level of, hey, this is proper behavior in society.
And blending your character, the point of these games is to be someone else besides you, I guess, or be a version of yourself that's not you. I don't know.
Well, it's supposed to be recreational, and they
okay, that's a good word. Recreational.
Yeah, recreational. What a word.
They portray bleed as being an okay thing, like getting immersed in a book or getting immersed in a movie. But given my experience as a storyteller, when
I'll tell you, as also a long-time player, it's a bad idea.
it is a bad idea because I've run into people who can't tell the difference between reality and fiction. And yeah, I know you're giving me the look, but it's really a problem. And I've had to ban people in the past because they wouldn't take no for an answer. People don't always tell you where their boundaries are. So while you might have that before game meeting and do the checks like you're supposed to as a storyteller or a dungeon master, a person may not feel comfortable telling you that something has crossed the line. And so with stuff like this, if it crosses the line, it's really potentially crossing a line. And so, as I used to run Vampire LARP, which, as you know, LARP kids, the intensity, you have a tendency to have more opportunities for that bleed to happen. And especially if players in your game are in a relationship, or potentially you might have somebody who would like to be in a relationship with somebody that does not want to be in a relationship with them and try to live vicariously through their characters. And I've had to handle that in the past.
That's how you ask someone out right there.
And the other part is with that.
Even that. That would be acceptable today. You want to go out? But I know what she's talking about. It's
I've had weird love confessions. I'm telling you.
Don't listen to me.
In the so many years I've played, I've had some awkward, weird love confessions.
I mean, you said it got shut down. So
what?
The LARP at where you
when I ran into college, we hit the self-destruct button. We'd had enough.
These things were compiled.
But the thing is, when part of it was we could not control the situation. So like if somebody were to get banned, we would be stuck having to take them back. So you couldn't really stop a situation like this book could cause, where somebody's trying to advance on another player, and it gives them the tools to do that. So if you have a player that's too passive, they're going to get advanced upon if they are not upfront that they don't want romance.
That would call a victim versus a predator.
Yes, but like trigger warnings all there. You could have somebody feeling that they've been violated.
Yeah.
Because of stuff that happened in character, and it ruins friendships. It ruins the game. It can actually just end a game.
So there, what I would, I had a thought there that I was going to give an example of, and I totally forgot.
I was just thinking about like the conflicts at home. Are you cheating on me with your RPG lover? Are you cheating on me with your LARP boyfriend?
That would be like, it'd be one thing to play a game like that. Like when you build a relationship with somebody, right? You can say, hey, this is the proper behavior that society says that we all should act. This is the way. Now, if you build a friendship or a relationship or something, and you can make jokes with somebody, like you know me for how long, and I never make it a joke with you until you became, an adult.
It's
and it's just like, there's
common sense.
And then, or even like with you and anybody else, it's like I'm always professional. I try to be upfront and everything like that. But yes, there is a time I can joke around with people because I know them, so I know what okay, we can make these weird jokes or do anything like that, but that's what you learn over time. What you're saying is this book says go ahead and write into it like
if everybody says okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's
it.
And then even that, if everybody says okay, are they okay with what they're okaying? You know what I'm saying? Like it's because there's a lot of people that, I mean,
they're suppressed.
Trust me, there's a lot of people.
They're suppressed by other people as well. Like they don't want to speak up either.
Yeah,
so
it's like I can't.
Like like you said, they'll say and then they won't
all of a
really
sudden,
then they're not okay.
Yeah. They're okay with like, oh, hey, how you doing? And then all of a sudden out of left field, bam, and it's like, no, that's not cool.
But aside from this, what good can we take from it?
Well, they do address more about playing online, and they really focus on doing the TikToks, and it talks about how to do online campaigning. Okay, so it's like cool storyteller mechanic on how to run a campaign online, or for players to do their own thing online. As I said, the powers and the NPCs, there's things you could utilize. And if you have players that want to have a romance with each other, great. You have some rules for it, okay? Personally, as a storyteller, if I have two players and they're in a relationship, the first goal I make for them is they need to kill each other. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly think if they can put their real selves aside and end the other person's character.
You're in love? Congrats. Slay him.
End it.
Here and now.
I'm going to tell you, there was one time in a vampire game, I Diablerized Jim. And after I Diablerized him, I drew a smiley face in his character's ashes and said, was it as good for you as it was for me?
Wow.
Okay. But I've been with Jim for like 20 years, so longevity right there.
There you go.
Telling you, kill your partner.
It might work for you.
Take that out of context, by the way. In game.
Don't clip this and put it on YouTube Shorts. Somebody else. This is. Yeah.
It's basically like if you can remove yourself enough from your character and your personal relations, while you're playing a game, it makes it better. If you're too entwined, it gets messy. And it can go either way, like extreme violence or extreme romance, because they even have rules for intimacy.
Or just extreme weirdoism.
Yes, you're going to run into weirdos no matter what hobby you're in. And giving them a rule book on how to be a weirdo.
How to be a weirdo with rules. Yeah, that's
like
or
giving Thanos a second infinity.
So maybe
like
okay. So anyway, back to what clan is highlighted in here?
So
since every book seems
just
to have
love
a
is
clan.
highlighted.
It's not focused on any clan, but they do have each of the clans talking about each other's romantic behaviors. And so like Toreador has the idea that Banu Hakim is like the epitome of romance because they're the hardest to romance. So it's just
okay,
like
this is literally a romance.
That's kind of funny. All right, that would be a funny because it's just viewing how they view other clans and people, and just like like
or
other
Nos
cultures.
liking strong Bruja.
So they're types.
Stuff. They're talking about their types.
Okay, so this is a romance supplement.
Yeah, it's a supplement, like I said, but you have to take it as an add-on, and you have to take it with caution. Like I could never
it's out there.
Yes. So for the game I run here, I would be real hard pressed to
don't do
use
that.
it.
They would all be dead anyways.
Well, because it's open to the public and you don't know people's boundaries.
Oh, then no.
Like, why is Amanda's game happening at the Rome Coliseum, and why are there people cheering for people fighting to the death? Oh, it's a couple fighting to the death.
I don't.
And she gave them no weapons. How barbaric.
I make it an out of character goal.
I like it, Amanda.
Hey, would this work with, say, if you had a 2-player game, like say you had a husband and wife and wanted to play?
Yes.
You could DM them, and then that would be DM them, GM them.
Yes.
I could see where that would work. Like,
they could also use it for between them, and I don't know if you guys did this when you played. There's a thing called downtimes for in between games.
Oh yeah.
You could utilize this for downtime.
Oh, between
add some lore.
Yes, if it's
story to it.
If it's something you really want, but again, like I said, mixed company probably not your bag.
Yeah, probably have a whole backstory where you could say have two people that didn't know, and then they had a whole backstory, and then when it came forward, you'd be like, oh, here's the backstory, and it would just add more to the storytelling element.
You could do that, yes. So it does have how to do that. It also has like some things if you were running a game that's periodic based, like Dark Ages, and arranged vampire marriages for political power. So it has rules for that. It has like ideas for tropes and all of the things that come with romance. But the biggest concern I had as a storyteller, especially since I run a public game, is that it's loaded dice, basically.
Yeah,
you're going to end up with it's going to roll the way you don't want it to.
Yeah, I would not suggest doing this. Don't even bring that in.
Even when I ran just for a small group, I would hesitate because, like I said, over the years, I've run into situations when there wasn't rules that I've watched people ruin their friendships and not be able to participate in their hobby anymore.
Yeah, it's sad, almost like working together, because especially if it's a long game. I mean, it happens in all games, like especially if you have couples and stuff like that. And there's no problem, and usually it's fine. But there's always at one point or another, like, oh man, I can't stand that guy, but his wife's cool, or I can't stand that lady, but his husband's cool. And we're doing it as a favor. It's like, all right, let's just play.
Just like work relationships, you cross that threshold, it's weird forever.
Yeah,
yeah, and you can't go back. Or if people are together and then they break up, especially if they break up over the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if they hooked up because of the game and then broke up because of the game.
That's why Amanda's rule is perfect. Don't even let them get to that point.
Stop
it here and now.
It's basically saying you are not your character.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. If you can divorce yourself from a character, then you can do whatever you want with these rules. If you can't, it's dangerous.
So past all that, is it worth it? But 1 to 10, what are we giving this thing? And
I'm going to be honest.
Amanda's
mechanically, rating. I would say the book is nice in terms of presentation. It's durable. It's got some stuff in there that you can use. So that I would give a 10. But if it's in terms of usability, I'd give it a 4.
Okay.
Only because I
We're
can't.
honest here. We support VTM. We love
I do.
VTM.
I love it. I love VTM, and I love the product that they put out. You know,
Would it
and
be a good book to have if you're into VTM?
Let us
yes,
know. Yeah, let
if
us
you just
know.
wanted to have it to complete your set and to kind of have a couple little add-ons that you could utilize, like I said, NPCs, merits and flaws, here and there, great. But it like double-edged sword.
How much is it?
It is $45.
45.
We have them here. Oh, this is going to be 18.
It's in the description.
It's adults only, by the way.
Adult only.
Well, all of World of Darkness is 18 plus.
Boom.
So that's why my game adverts say 18 plus, because all of them
Gotta
are.
let them know.
Oh, you know what? Right here in the back. It says, I'm glad they did that. Plus 18 plus. There's even a mature advisory. Contains graphic and written consent. Content of mature nature, including violence, sexual themes, and a strong language. Reader discretion advised. That's pretty cut and dry, guys.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. It gives you the warning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty cut. I mean, the cover should give you the warning too, but you know.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Well, I hope everybody liked that. Amanda's hopefully going to be talking some more stuff
Yeah,
soon.
we're going to get her in here. Thank you for coming in today.
Yep. And then,
Anytime.
like I said, if you like us, join, subscribe. We got super stickers. We got everything else.
Yeah,
so.
I think you could do it on desktop, hopefully. We're trying with mobile. I'm going to try and see what the issue is. But
with the join, we have 3 different levels. You can get part of the merch
what
level.
is it? Vigilante, Hero.
There's Hero, Vigilante, and then
Vigilante,
True Immortal.
Hero, then True Immortal.
Yeah, it's one of those two.
Or is it Hero first?
It's Hero first.
Is it?
Hero, Vigilante,
Okay.
True Immortal.
Either way.
Yeah, anyway, the True Immortals are merch. The Vigilante gets you a bunch of
merch
bins
every month.
Yeah, and then you get a Vigilante gives you the early videos and everything like that,
Yep.
and access to so does Hero, gives you access to every other Thursday. We're going to be doing a
exclusive live streams.
Yeah, live stream with the
exclusive
members.
content behind the scenes.
a lot of that. You get early videos. And
You're
some
supporting
stuff.
the podcast. Anything that any money that comes from there comes to us. We get to upgrade this for you guys. So thanks again, Amanda.
All right,
Anytime.
guys.